As the scene unfolds, the demon attacks, and the boy shouted, "Watch out," then immediately caught her hand, and the girl asserted in denial, "Rolf Kun, he'll be destroyed." Before that, the boy mentioned that he's done with practice and should get going or he'll be late. After reaching home, that boy shouted to Grandma, "He's back." While serving him, his grandma stated, "Here's breakfast." Then he quoted that he'll be going after changing his clothes, and she asked him if it was that late already. Further, his grandma mentioned that he's already 15 and his coming-of-age ceremony has finally come, so she wishes that his parents could see him as both of them reached platinum ranks as adventurers, and they'd never heard back from them after their first quest. After that, she started sobbing while stating that his grandpa also left them so early, and she's grateful that he's always looking after her, Rolf. Hearing her, Rolf questioned Grandma, "What is she saying?" As he'll become a platinum rank and earn a ton of money, and let her enjoy the time of her life. Meanwhile, looking at his parents' batch, Rolf prolonged, "If he becomes an adventurer, then he'll be able to find others and father, and they'll come home, the three of them, so just wait." After listening to him, Grandma thanked Rolf as he's their proud son and got a good skill for sure. Then Rolf agreed while stating that now he's off. However, after reaching the place, Rolf asserted in amazement, "That is where they start the coming-of-age ceremony." Suddenly, he heard a question that what kind of skill do he want? Then a boy responded, he wanted to be a swordsman and hoping for pinnacle of swords. Then another boy stated that he wants magic's vessel and join the Golden Lions. After hearing him, the boy responded that there's no way that he's got a skill like that, and in fact, only the strongest get to join the Golden Lion. Suddenly someone voiced, "Listen here, to those that are here for the ceremony." Then he chanted in the name of the goddess Dowalis, "May their body be discovered with talents that were bestowed by her." Then he requested all participants to proceed to the altar in an orderly manner. Standing on the back, Rolf contemplated that he can't see, then a boy quoted that it says he has skills on calculating and have to be merchant. Hearing him, Rolf thought, it looks like there's a lot of different skills, so he wondered what kind of skill do he have, maybe sword skills from his father or strong body like his mother. Further, Rolf prolonged that he'll get a skill that's at least a bit useful and become a platinum rank just like his parents. Suddenly someone voiced, "Rolf from Agder, come forward." While raising his hand, he agreed. As soon as he touched the crystal ball, it showed revive. Then their men asserted in confusion that they'd never heard of it before, so it must be an unknown skill. Then the old man voiced, "Rolf, as his skill has never been recorded in this divine palace before, and it's a new discovery." After hearing this, everyone shouted in amazement that they found a new and unknown skill, then voiced, "Revive Rolf." Later at home, Rolf shouted, "He's back," and voiced, "Grandma, listen to this as he's gotten an amazing skill." Cutting him off, Grandma responded that she knew about that already, Rolf, and he asked how did she know. Unexpectedly, someone noted, "That news about him has been spreading around the streets." Looking at him, Rolf gets confused. Then Grandma stated that this person has been waiting for him to return this whole time, so he asserted that Rolf Kun was nice to meet him, as he's the leader of an adventure organization, the Golden Lion Figaro. Hearing him, Rolf contemplated that he meant that Golden Lions, and Figaro quoted that he'll get straight to the point, and questioned, would he like to join the Golden Lion, as he thinks Rolf's skill, Revive, will reach its full potential if he joins the Golden Lions. Then Rolf responded that he don't even know what it does and still can't activate it. However, Figaro stated that it'll be fine and asked, didn't he just turn into an adult as his skills or whatever else maybe will activate when the time comes? Also, they will treat him well, so he questioned, wouldn't his grandmother be happy if he joined them? After hearing him, he looked at his grandmother. Then she asserted Rolf should do it if he wanted to, and that is what his parents would wish for as well. Then he agreed to her and stated, Figaro-san, he will be in his care. A few months later, the man shouted, Rolf, carry those things already. Then Rolf apologized that he will do it now. Looking at him, that man quoted, what a useless kid, and how long is young boss Figaro going to leave this kid here? Suddenly, Aria voiced, Gato boss is calling for that useless brat over there. As soon as he reached, Figaro noted, Rolf Kun. He fired him from the Golden Lions as he'd been expecting some results from his revival skill for a few months now, but did it even activate once. Then Rolf contemplated that he had tried a lot of stuff, but his revival skill didn't trigger even once, so he tried doing some chores hoping that he could help everyone else at least a little. Further, Figaro asserted, as he knows that they have Gad with Pinnacle of Swords and Area with Magic Vessel, and this isn't a place for people that are useless. Additionally, with members pressuring him, so he can't cover for him any longer. Immediately, Rolf requested him to wait as he might be able to trigger it if he gets in certain situations, but passing him the paper, Figaro asserted that due to not being able to activate his skill, here's the amount of compensation to them for not being able to achieve his end of the conditions. After seeing the amount, Rolf shouted 10,000,000 5 million Gad, as that he can't make this much money. But simply, Figaro responded that it will be alright to sell his house, and he can close one of his eyes on the amount of money he can pay. Then Rolf responded that his grandma is there too, anything but the house, as his parents might come back too, and if the house isn't there, so Rolf requested to pay for it, and he will earn and pay them back. Hearing him, Figaro stated that he won't consider his house, then he should try joining another adventurous organization on that money, but he don't think anyone would let him in any way, so guess he could go pick up trash and do best in paying back. After 1 year later, picking up the stone, Rolf signed while mentioning that another crappy magic crystal. This is all he got today, as his skill did even activate once, and his earning form picking up trash is next to none. Also, he can't pay for the interest, as it's just the same as trash. Further, Rolf articulated that after being kicked out from the Golden Lions for over a year, his skill did not activate even once then, and people were starting to call it trash. However, Rolf prolonged that he could not get a single adventurous organization to recruit him and can only do the lowest rank commission like cleaning the street, and he tried his best, but his house got sold in the end. Also, they were chased away from their house. Half a year later, his one and only family grandma died from an illness, and let alone becoming adventurous, he couldn't even keep his promise with his grandmother. Later, while sitting alone, Rolf contemplated why he got such a useless skill, but suddenly he heard someone shout, and after hearing, Rolf mentioned that it came from deep in the forest. On the other hand, in the forest, the girl asserted, "Don't come near her, and if they do." But instantly Rolf came out of nowhere and asked her if she was okay. But from inside, Rolf contemplated what he did as he jumped in without thinking, and this was his first time facing Goblin. Also, there are 3 of them. Further, Rolf continued that it will be alright, as he has seen how his father uses a sword and also trained every morning like he said. As the goblin runs toward him to attack him, and Rolf is about to dodge him with his sword, but unfortunately, this word breaks in 2 pieces, and immediately Rolf shouted, "Watch the broken piece," as it is about to hit the girl. But unexpectedly, that girl brought her hand in front of the broken piece and destroyed it. Then she shouted, "Watch out," and Rolf dodged, then killed him. Seeing this, the other goblin ran away. While getting close to her, Rolf questioned if she was alright, but immediately that girl backed away while asserting that don't touch her, and instantly apologized that he just saw her wound. Then the girl denied that she has a skill called destruction and will destroy if he touched her hand. Listening to her words, Rolf gets confused, then contemplates what's about that, as he's never heard of a skill like that. Suddenly he gasped and mentioned that's why his sword disappeared. Then she agreed. However, that girl asserted that the hand destroys anything it touches, whether she wants it or not, and they'll all just turn into ashes. While looking at her, Rolf thought that he knew it was her skill at work just now. What amazing destructive power, so this is the destruction skill. Then she thanked him while introducing herself that she's Elsa, and he also introduced her as Rolf. Then she apologized to Rolf Kun for her rude behavior, as he can see she doesn't really know how this skill works. Further, Elsa mentioned that she didn't want to hurt someone that saved her, but it seems like her skills get suppressed when she put on the gloves, and Rolf responded in denial that it was nothing, and thanks to her skill that the broken sword did not hit her. Moreover, Rolf questioned her why she was in a place like this and got attacked by goblins, but immediately gets confused by looking at her collar. But unexpectedly another goblin came out of nowhere, and Rolf stated one of them from before, then about to charge on him, but gets surprised to see his sword. But as soon as the goblin charged on them, Rolf caught Elsa's hand while quoting, "Watch out." Then she shouted in denial, "Rolf Kun, he'll get destroyed." Moreover, Rolf contemplated he'd done it, as he's going to get destroyed, and had a short life, so he'll die without accomplishing anything, but if he got to become useful to someone in the end, then it wasn't all that bad. After that he shouted, "Elsa-san, run away," but something voice condition for skill activation was completed, and asked him if he would like to activate the skill revival. Then he agreed. However, looking at the screen, Rolf quoted, "That is, could this be?" Then again it voiced, "Recreate a legendary iron sword." Hearing this, Rolf mentioned that at this point it's go big or go home. Then he cut that goblin into 2 pieces with his sword, and quoted that his sword got rebuilt. And there Elsa questioned herself even though he touched her hand but didn't get destroyed, so, from that his trash skill, revival activated for the first time. Also he met a girl with destruction. Then Elsa questioned if he could be her destined one. Hearing her words, Rolf got confused. In the next scene, looking at his sword, Rolf asserted that his sword got rebuilt and changed. Then Elsa mentioned that he came out unscathed after touching her hand, so could it be he's her fated person? Hearing her, Rolf get confused. However, Elsa articulated that she was raised as a cursed child in her village, as it was the natural thing to do. After all, she does have a skill of destroying everything. Listening to her, Rolf couldn't believe. But Elsa explained that all thanks to this destruction skill, that her mother died when she was born, although her father already died from a disease, but before she destroyed one of his arms by accident so the village would know how dangerous she is. Then she prolonged that an incredible priest appeared out of nowhere and gave the pair of gloves which can suppress power to her father, and there will come a day where she'd meet a person and don't need these gloves, and that person will release her daughter from her fate, was what he said. After that, Rolf mentioned that's and then questioned why Elsa-san was in the forest all by herself, and she responded that she was being transported as a slave offered by the villagers. Then Rolf questioned an offered slave, and she agreed while asserting that due to the village's low harvest, so in exchange for that, the cursed child that everyone hated and offered her up to the Volzensee house from Agdorafan. Hearing her, Rolf contemplated isn't that Figaro-san's place, and Elsa-san was about to become his slave. Then she continued that the goblins he killed just now were the ones that attacked the carriage Elsa was in, and a huge ark appeared too. With that she took her chance and got away, which is how she met him, so sure that he's her fated person. Meanwhile, looking at his hand, Rolf quoted that she might be right because to tell her the truth that ever since he was born that was the first time his skill ever activated. Then Elsa noted that's what happened, and Rolf mentioned that not only did his skill never activated but have a huge debt to pay, so he came to this forest and heard her screams. However, Elsa asserted that he was hanging in there all by himself. Then she noted to show her his revival skill one more time. While showing him the sword, Elsa questioned what about this short sword, and Rolf agreed to give it a try. Then Rolf chanted revive, but nothing happened. Seeing this, he wondered what's wrong as his skill isn't working. Then Elsa quoted Rolf-kun, don't give up and just do it like how he did it before. Suddenly, Rolf voiced Elsa-san and requested her to destroy that short sword with her skill. While removing her gloves, she agreed, then destroyed it, and noted that Rolf-kun don't feel down as she's sure it'll, but instantly he held her hand. Immediately, it voiced broken shorts were detected. Revive it. Then Rolf asserted, could it be as just like before if they hold hands like this after Elsa-san destroys something? While it's just a guess that the things that Elsa-san destroyed must be fixed while holding her hand or his skill won't work. After that, Elsa did not believe the thing and asserted that she'd never heard of a skill like that before. Then Rolf quoted that the numbers that he sees might be the possibility of success, so he'll choose the normal quality 90% just as a test run. As soon as he activated, Rolf mentioned it worked as he can see its stats as well. While holding it, he asserted that's why it never worked before. If his theory is correct, then his skill won't work without Elsa-san. However, Elsa quoted that her skills are only used for destruction, but it could become something else with Rolf-kun. Immediately while holding his hand, she stated they are amazing as their skills are 2 in 1. Snapping out from their talks, they saw an orc and goblins running toward them. Then the orc stated he killed his friend, now he'll kill him. And Elsa noted that it's the orc that attacked the carriage. While holding his sword, Rolf told Elsa-san to stay back, but Elsa quoted that she'll fight too, and protect him with everything she got. Then the orc and goblin shouted quite their squabble. But in the blink of an eye, Rolf killed each and every orc and goblins while asking himself what's up with this sharpness. Staring at his sword, Rolf asserted that he killed an orc as he never had any practical battles before and let alone fighting a monster. Then Elsa quoted to Rolf-kun, she is glad that he is okay. Then Rolf mentioned to Elsa-san that he thought the orc had the goblin set up an ambush against the carriage and asked her what she did from now on and would like to stay at the place he's renting for now. Further, Elsa responded that the collar has detection magic casted on it and it'll explode if trying to remove it, but she's a slave of the Volzensee as long as this collar exists, and just when she finally met her fated person. Just then Rolf quoted while glancing at his sword that Elsa-san, this sword is worth 3 million guards, so maybe this will give them a chance to release her. Hearing him, Elsa thanked Rolf-kun, but requested him to take good care of that sword as it's a hands down from his father and also the first thing they made together. Further, Rolf quoted that in case, let's use the weapons these monsters dropped so maybe they can revive them and make some money. Then Elsa voiced Rolf Kun, but rapidly Rolf requested her to lend him a hand as he can't use his skills on his own. Then she agreed to do it. Then Elsa started destroying the goblin's weapon, whereas Rolf were reviving them. After that, Rolf guessed that no legendary came out as he couldn't revive one. Then Elsa asked can she destroy that magic crystal that the goblins dropped, but he quoted that a goblin's crystal can only sell for a small number. However, it articulated that after a monster is defeated, its magic solidifies and turns into a crystal. But then Elsa destroyed crystal, and it voiced destroyed crystal defected, then questioned that would he like to revive it. Hearing this, Rolf agreed to revival. But suddenly something happened with Rolf as he quoted that his skills exp increased. Hearing this, Elsa gets confused while asserting that she've never heard of a skill that can level up. Further, Rolf mentioned that he might be able to level up by defeating monsters, then contemplated that what an amazing skill as leveling up even increases his chance of revival. However, he noted that they've revived everything, but it only sums up to about 10,000 guards as they're still far from it. Then Elsa assured him that's okay, but instantly he denied while stating that Elsa-san became a slave even though she did nothing wrong, so that's just plain wrong, and he won't give in. Then she thanked him. Eventually, Rolf quotes that there were herbs growing around these parts, so use it on that wound. Then she responded that this much is nothing. While holding the leaf, he asserted that it'll be bad if it gets infected, so let him pray on it for a second, and Elsa thanked him. Just then, Elsa questioned if they could revive these herbs, as if they could revive it then it can become a herb that can heal heavy wounds. While agreeing with her, he quoted that a legendary quality herb might be worth a lot. Later, Rolf articulated that they've revived tons of herbs, and after that he quoted that it looks like they made some incredible herbs, and a single herb is worth 500,000 guards. Hearing him, Elsa stated that's a lot. Further, Rolf mentioned that if they add it with the weapons then it's whooping 6.5 million guards, so Elsa asserted that they made this much just by themselves, and Rolf wondered if it's enough to free her. Then she quoted that probably, but it's okay as these were made by him. By correcting her, Rolf stated that they made it together with Elsa and him. Then she quoted to Rolf-san as she had a favor to ask, and he questioned what it is. Just then, Elsa touched her cloth and destroyed it. Seeing this, Rolf got a huge shock and asked what is she doing. Then Elsa responded that her clothes were in tatters, so can he revive it with his skill. After reviving it, he quoted that startled him, but unexpectedly Elsa embraced him from back while thanking Rolf Kun. Further, she continued that is the first time she felt like this since birth, and could be this happy by being needed by someone else. Also, she always wanted to try touching someone, so Elsa requested him to let her stay like this for a bit more. In the next scene, someone shouted while requesting for help as the carriage and the orc Goblin attacked. As soon as Elsa saw him, she asserted he's the tax officer for the Volzensee's Almani-san. Then, gasping for air, he responded she's a slave and safely escaped from the scene. Then she noted that he was the one who defeated that orc, so he can be at ease now, and while giving him something, Elsa prolonged, this is the orc horn, and she was also saved by Rolf Kun. Staring at the horn, Almani asserted that while it is hard to believe, but seeing as he defeated an orc, then questioned if he can make a request as he'd like him to retrieve the tax money from the carriage. Further, Almani quoted that to tell the truth, they hired guards from the young master's golden lions, but they ran away the moment monsters appeared, and he must bring that money to Adrofen, no matter what, also he'll be rewarded. Then Rolf responded that he'll accept the request, but have one condition. Then Almani asked what is it, and Rolf quoted that he'd like him to release Elsa-san. Hearing him, Almani got confused and questioned that will he be the person to buy her. Just then Rolf mentioned that it's nothing like that as he wants him to set her free, and Almani responded that if his memories didn't fail him, the Drago village was 3 million behind their due payment, and then asked if he's saying that he'd that amount. Further, Rolf asserted while showing the leaf that he doesn't have enough money, but will 6 pieces of these herbs be enough as each of them are worth 5,000. After that, holding that leaf in his hand, Almani started laughing while asking that he's saying a piece of herbs is worth 500,000. But as soon as he carefully observed that leaf, Almani stated while agreed that this be a steal if it's just 500,000 each. With that said, then they will release her after he retrieved the money from the carriage. Later, Almani opened that collar, then Elsa happily quoted that it came off and immediately embraced Rolf. Looking at them, Almani mentioned how nice to be young. Then he apologized to Rolf for doubting his abilities, so allow escorting him to the streets. Eventually, Rolf thanked Almani-san, but he denied that they received so much on their end, and earn quite a bit when they sell these. Almany continued that he must give him the rewards for the request, so let him park the carriage in the inn first. After that, Almany mentioned let's meet in the Adventurers Guild as they went inside. He prolonged that as the Adventurers Guild and his first time in one. Then Elsa quoted Rolf Kuhn, "There's so many people." But on the other hand, there one of them stated that trash-picking Rolf brought a girl, then another man asserted isn't she a good-looking one. However, a girl quoted to Rolf Kuhn welcome back as she assumed it's for today's haul, and he agreed while requesting her to buy these. Looking at the items, everyone started laughing, while asking did they hear that Rolf got an orc's horn, and is he sure it isn't a deer's horn in the middle of nowhere. Hearing this, Elsa shouted how rude as he defeated goblins and an orc. But again they all started laughing while one of the asserts missed she's really funny as she is about to say something, but Rolf voiced Elsa-san and thanked her as he's fine. Then she mentioned that he has such an amazing skill. Suddenly the girl quoted in amazement that it is the real deal Rolf Kuhn, and after appraising the crystals and the ogre's horn the total is 250 guard. Suddenly someone questioned didn't this turn into an interesting turn of event. Looking at the person Rolf voiced Figaro-san, then he quoted what do they have here? If it isn't Rolf Kuhn, while some godsend might have dropped him a bit of money, but will he return the debt he owed him? Then his man questioned if he's trying to swindle them with the materials they gave him, and went to Figaro-sama while asserting what he told him that they defeated the goblin that was attacking the carriage and the tax officer escaped and came to report him immediately. Further he continued that Rolf stole the materials that they were putting there, then instantly Elsa shouted in denial that they were the ones who ran away when the ogre appeared and the guard asked what she said. Then Figaro asserted that Miss Stop bluffing as his member of the Golden Lions would never run away from an ogre, and Rolf voiced Figaro-san what she said is true. Then the guard asked in anger little he wanna go. But then Almany voiced Rolf Dono and apologized for the wait. Then Figaro questioned Almany, what is he doing here? Further, Almany explained that Rolf Dono here helped him and the escorts ran away after encountering an ogre and this child here defeated it, and even got back the money from the carriage, so he's here to hand over the reward. But then Almany gets shocked by seeing the guards, and guard were about to say something, but Almany mentioned that young master is someone who was chosen by his father. They've said this many times as it's about time he graduate from this silly adventurer business and become the next lord. But Figaro shouted shut up, and he's going back while heading outside in anger, also mentioning that he fired that guard. However, Almany mentioned to Rolf Dono that he apologized for the trouble that the young master's subordinates have caused. While passing the pouch he quoted here's the reward, then whispered in his ear that there's a bit of gratitude from his side. After reaching the inn, Elsa questioned about the gratitude from Almany-san he meant to lend them this room. While lying in the bed she quoted what a big bet as it's so soft. In the next morning, after waking up, Rolf gets shocked. Then he remembers the last night Elsa asked if he was coming. Rolf Kuhn, hearing this, Rolf contemplated that he didn't think that he's ready. As soon as he lay down beside her, Rolf prolonged how she slept under these conditions. But seeing her sleeping peacefully, Rolf asserted that a lot happened today, and he is getting sleepy as well and must have fallen asleep. Staring outside the window, he articulated that it had been a while since he had such a peaceful morning. Just then, Elsa wished Rolf Kuhn good morning while rubbing her eyes. Later, while walking, Elsa questioned Rolf Kuhn what his plans for today. Then Rolf responded that he is going to look for a commission at the guild first. Elsa stated that she wants to be adventurous like him. Hearing her, Rolf asked if she wants to become an adventurer. Then Elsa agreed that she knows how to use her skill, and after becoming an adventurer she can be with him all the time. So Rolf quoted that let's register as adventurers with the guild. After that, the receptionist mentioned that Elsa-san's adventurer registration is complete as adventurer categorized into ranks starting with the beginner's iron grade. Further, she explained that guilds gather requests from across the country and earn rewards upon their completion. And as their performance is acknowledged, they will progress to the rank receiving opportunities for higher paying positions. By the way, the highest rank is platinum. After that, Elsa stated that Rolf-san's parents held that status of platinum rank and asked what rank is he currently at. Then Rolf responded that he is still in the iron rank. Then Elsa quoted that he is with her, so let's put in their best effort to reach the platinum rank, and he agreed while contemplating that Elsa-san is so sweet. Meanwhile, searching the task, Elsa questioned what's the task for today, guarding dignitaries/VIPs and delving into the dungeon for exploration. Then Rolf stated those kinds of requests are only accessible to adventurers of higher ranks, so they are only permitted to accept these. Holding the paper, Rolf quoted that he had been tasked with gathering medical herbs, hunting out goblin. Then Elsa stated let's give it a shot, and he asserted Elsa-san first let's head to the armory and gear up. Also intend to sell the weapons he crafted yesterday. Eventually, the salesman quoted that he thinks that pretty much sums it up as everything is brand new, so that will be 100,000 guard. Then Rolf responded that he will get the payment ready and requested him to give a moment. Suddenly, Elsa asked Rolf-san what he thinks of this, as she will use the bow as her weapon of choice. Also used to hunt in the village, so she is quite skilled with the bow. After that, Rolf quoted that he will take the shield and breastplate as it's a good thing he can get used once for so cheap. Then the salesman thanked him while asserting that he will be pleased to know that they are all of good quality. Also, he has heard that Red-Eyed Bernhard is on his way to Adraken, so if they come across something valuable he might be interested in purchasing it. Listening to his word, Rolf questioned the adventure merchant Red-Eyed Bernhard, and Elsa asked who. Then the salesman explained that he is a remarkable adventure merchant who travels the world, collecting, purchasing, and selling all sorts of items, as he has never experienced that either. Suddenly the salesman confused and asked what that, a new adventurer buying used armor, so he'd better ensure it's good, otherwise he will risk his own life. Then Rolf thanked him for his concern. Eventually, Elsa brooked that breastplate and Rolf revived it. Then she asserted that a brand new one would be good, and Rolf quoted that he do feel a bit for the armed dealer, though then asked Elsa-san isn't that breastplate too small, and she responded in assurance that it's okay. However, Elsa mentioned that's not what she is talking about, so let's get to it and get started. Then Rolf asserted let's begin by gathering some medical herbs. While collecting it, Elsa questioned can this soil and stuff be recycled, as she has accidentally damaged the fields and other things in the past and was hoping she can restore them, and Rolf agreed while asserting let's give it a try. After that, Elsa destroyed the whole soil. Then Rolf asserted that the soil could be regenerated, as it's just ordinary soil, so it doesn't seem to be worth much. Also, it appears that a new scale called material synthesis is now available, so destroy anything she can. When she destroyed the medicinal and poisonous plant, while it was questioned, would he like to combine two materials, and after combining, Rolf quoted the herb has been synthesized as recovery medicine is amazing, so let's give it another shot. Further, they combine many things. Then Rolf asserted as she can even craft these items. Unexpectedly, a skeleton was emerging from the ground, and immediately Rolf cut his head with his sword. Then looking at him, he asked what is he doing here. Suddenly, Elsa voiced Rolf-san as the soil that she just regenerated. Peeking inside the hole, Rolf questioned if this is a dungeon. Then he lit a fire in a stick and started moving forward, while asserting that he can't believe there is a dungeon so close to town, so let's go inside, as the city might be invaded by demons from here. Also, it often has traps, so be careful. Further, Rolf articulated to just make sure it's not a dangerous dungeon and let's go, but if it's a goblin done, then they can fulfill the request to take down the goblins. Glancing at the interior, he mentioned that as if someone has been working on it, and doesn't appear to be a natural dungeon. Meanwhile, Rolf gets confused by looking at his fire stick. Then Elsa asks Rolf-san what's wrong, then he responds while touching the wall as if the wind is blowing from this direction. Then she quotes Rolf-san to move out of the way. Hearing her, Rolf get confused, then get to know that she is about to destroy the wall, but before he could stop her, Elsa already destroyed it. However, Rolf quoted to be careful, but in shock Elsa mentioned that it's a room. Then he asserted maybe that's where the original entrance is. Then Elsa asked him what's this jewelry, and he responded what does she think, as it hasn't even been cut. As soon as he touched it, then, unexpectedly, the sound was heard by them, and Rolf shouted in shock that it's a trap. After that, many skeletons were running toward them, and one by one Rolf killed them, and asked didn't he fall for the trap. Then Elsa apologized to him that she didn't mean to hurt, and he responded that he's fine, but something else might happen, so be careful, and let's proceed. Just then, Elsa saw a small hole and asked Rolf-san to wait while questioning what the hell is this. Then they both asserted together perhaps the ball from earlier, and as soon as they put the ball in it, the door opened. However, observing the room, Rolf asserted that this is a big setup and asked what the hell is going on the back there, a stone statue, as it seems like something is enshrined here. Also, it appears to be a statue of a girl. While touching it, Elsa asked if there was a wolf over there, but as soon as she touched the statue of wolf, it got alive. Immediately, running toward it, Elsa stated that he is bleeding, and Rolf asserted that they have to do something, then took out the recovery medicine he just made, while holding him Elsa food medicine in his mouth, while asserting swallow it. Then she put her hand on his cut. Staring at the pup, Elsa quoted that she can't stop the bleeding, but suddenly Rolf voiced Elsa-san and requested her to use her destruction skills on the pup. Hearing this, she got a huge shock and responded in denial that if he's so that it's going to disappear. Then Rolf assured her that he'll save her, they have been able to construct everything before, and he is sure the proficiency has improved, so trust him. Then Elsa stated that she'll believe him. As soon as they hold each other's hand, it mentioned the regeneration skill has broken the seal of Demon Wolf and its legendary quality is 100%. After reading this, Rolf asserted that he only has one choice, and that's the men will legendary quality. Also, it's not the time to think, and they both saved him. In the next scene, Elsa immediately embraced the pup and asserted Rolf-kun, it is fine. Staring at them, he contemplated that it was a last-ditch effort, but he's glad that his regeneration skills worked. What legendary quality Demon Wolf? Cutting off his thought, Elsa voiced Rolf-kun and asked if she would bring this pup with them. Later, seeing the pup happily walking, Elsa quoted, he looks so much better, and thanks to Rolf-kun. Then again she embraced him while mentioning Rizzy, good for him. Hearing her, Rolf questioned if she has chosen a name yet, and she agreed that it's Rizzy, then asked if it's a good name, and he responded that it's a pretty name. Suddenly someone voiced Rolf-kun as he'd been looking for him. Then he questioned Almany-san, what's the matter? Then Almany quoted that the medicinal herbs that he received yesterday from Lord Rolf, and the person who bought it from him wanted to know from where he got his goods. Hearing him, both Rolf and Elsa get surprised. Then he contemplated what he should do, as that herbs is a legendary quality herb which is made by him and Elsa-san. It's something this rare and valuable, but if it finds out that they were made with their skills. Cutting off his thought, Almany asserted that don't worry about anything, that person has a good character, with a clean and certain identity because he's the red-eyed Bernhard. Then, unexpectedly, someone questioned that they're such a pretty little adventurer, and they can harvest such herbs as she is an adventurer, and wondering what kind of strong adventurer they are. Then Almany introduced her as Miss Vanessa. Seeing her, Rolf gets surprised and contemplates the great blue magician Miss Vanessa. Then he stated to Elsa that she is the one who is supposed to be Mr. Bernhard's partner. Suddenly, the Rizzy apologized to someone, and their Almany shouted Mr. Bernhard, and he asked can he move this pup away from him for a minute. Then Elsa voiced Rizzy. Then Vanessa asserted that these are the little adventurers with the herbs, but their Rolf thought this is the red-eyed Bernhard. However, Bernhard asserted that he and his friend brought him that her. Then Rolf agreed, as he was lucky enough to get his hand on some. Listening to him, Bernhard gets confused. Then Rolf asserts that he found it in a dense place and was surprised. Looking at him, Rolf thought if he was suspicious of him. However, Bernhard mentioned that it's possible in order to grow with that quality, as it's absorbing all the nutrients out of its surroundings, and if it's dense, then there's an overabundance of nutrients in that land, as if there is such a place it wouldn't be hurt to check it out. So Mr. Bernhard questioned Mr. Rolf if they will pay how much he would ask for, so would he be willing to take them to that place. Then Rolf apologized that he didn't mean to take him up on his offer, but afraid that he can't tell him where it is. Moreover, Mr. Bernhard asserted that he supposed that no one would be stupid enough to tell him where their best places are, so he questioned how about 3 million guards, but immediately denied, while mentioning that he will give him 5 million. Hearing him, Rolf thought that it's not about money. Just then Elsa voiced to Mr. Bernhard that Rolf-kun is in a tough position, so she asked would he mind taking it back. Then Mr. Bern mentioned 7 million, as it takes a certain kind of man to sell that quality, and questioned that they are missing out on. Just then someone voiced, dear Bernhard and Vanessa leave these lowly adventurers alone and come to his mansion, and Mr. Bern is about to deny, but Figaro asserted that tonight they are hosting a banquet to celebrate his visit, and they'd love to hear his tale of heroisms. It's Armeni, so he's taking them. But suddenly Rizzy started growling on Figaro, and he questioned Rolf-kun, is this his, as he think Rolf should put a membrane on it, so let's go to the mansion. But Mr. Bern mentioned that he had a business meeting with him. Then Figaro quoted that he's not going into business with that thing. Looking at them, Elsa asked if he's useful once in a while. Then they both started chuckling together. Later, while waking, Rolf quoted that about tonight's accommodation he can't stay at the inn with Rizzy and need to figure out a place as they can't sleep in an open area. However, Elsa questioned what about setting up camp outside the city. Then he asked is she planning to camp out, and Elsa agreed that she think if they stay in town the 2 guys from earlier will try to find them, and if they are away from town for a few days they will give up and go somewhere else, so she think they should stay out of the city until things cool down, doing what the guild asked them to do too. Further, Rolf articulated that they reported the discovery of the dungeon, and as a continuation of an unfulfilled goblin takedown request he was asked together with new medicinal herbs, so they decided to go to the camp. Later, Rolf mentioned to Rizzy that he got a nice collar. Just then Elsa brought the food, and he quoted as it looks delicious. While eating, Rolf thanks to Elsa-san as they had a feast. Then she responded and told him that she is good with a bow, then asserted that tomorrow they will go near the lake where they can find some medicinal herbs. So Rolf agreed while mentioning let's go early to bed today so they will be ready for tomorrow. Just then Elsa voiced Rolf-san and asked him a favor that when she was a kid her dad used to put her in his lap like this. After she fell asleep, Rolf wished her good night. Later at the midnight someone growled, and immediately Rolf shouted at Rizzy what the matter. Then Elsa voiced Rolf-kun, what's wrong, and he requested her to stay back. Looking at the person, Elsa was surprised, and one of them asked if he slept well. Rolf the garbage picker, because of him these guys, and he were kicked out of Golden Lion. Then Arya questioned what is he going to do now. However, Rolf contemplates Mr. Gato, even Miss Arya, as he thinks they are referring to the wagon things from the other day. Then Gato asked Rolf to make his apologies to them, and then he and his friend will tell Miss Figaro that he all had cheated on his result. Then with his help they can reinstate Golden Lion and he won't have to suffer. Then Rolf responded that he hadn't lied and won't apologize. Then all guards started attacking him, but Rolf dodged them with his sword. After that, the guards asserted Gato-san he've never mentioned that he was this strong. However, Gato mentioned what they are looking at as he's not that strong. Then he thought it's his weapon as it's got a sharp edge. Just then he immediately charged on Rolf, and he thought that's Mr. Gato with the mastery of the sword skill, as every single blow it's heavy, and the guards shouted Mr. Gato, he stole that sword too. Then he questioned Rolf that he's full of gaps. Immediately Elsa voiced Rolf-san and aimed her bow, but unexpectedly she got entangled by branches. Then Arya quoted she making her feels like that she's in a lot of trouble, and if she've just said they were lying then none of this would have happened, as they're their subordinates and failure is a matter of trust for them. Further, Arya prolonged angrily that she worked her way up to the top grade by taking care of a rich man's arrogant son, and she's not going to let that go to waste and not going to let that happen. Then Rolf shouted at Elsa-san, and Gato mentioned Arya that she can't kill her, but suddenly she got released from its clutches and Vanessa asked why don't she leave her alone. After that, Arya asserted that her magic is broken and asked how did she get here. Then Vanessa responded that the magic composition is still too lenient, so she will give her assignment that if she doesn't solve it then the cat ears will stay the same for the rest of her life. Further, Mr. Bernhard mentioned that rumor has it that some of them had a run-in with Rolf-san and the others as he left the town and followed him because of curiosity, but Mr. Gato, he can pretend that this never happened. Hearing him, Gato stated that he got it and requested him to not tell Figaro. After that, Rolf thanked Mr. Byrne, then he responded that he was looking for him too, so let's continue their business meeting. However, he wondered if they would be willing to join his merchant adventurer guild as he needed both of them. In the next scene, both Elsa and Rolf questioned Mr. Bernhard's adventurer merchant. Them and Mr. Byrne responded that he wants them to lend him their strength as it's a long story, so let's go to his place and let him show them. While moving with Mr. Byrne and Vanessa, Elsa asked Rolf-kun what should they do. Then he responded that yesterday Hannah talked about the legendary quality of medicinal herbs found in this forest, and Elsa quoted that there are no more medicinal herbs left as she have done all the hunting, so let's go that way. Then Rolf agreed, and Elsa questioned that the adventure merchants were inviting him. Does he know why? Then he responded that he doesn't know the reason, but let's keep their skills a secret. Further, Mr. Burns stated that they have arrived, and Rolf quoted in shock that is Mr. Bernhard's house. It's a huge. Then Mr. Byrne asserted welcome to Flare Walk, his red flame cargo warehouse. While showing his house, he stated that this is 2-in-1 as this is both as a cargo warehouse and their home, so it can move too, and they have 10 horses to pull it. Also, they use mithril generously, so even when attacked by monsters, its endurance is high. However, he claimed that this is Komotsuko's cargo warehouse, and Vanessa asserted that she has spent all her earned money on this, so there's not much left over in Flare Walk. Further, Vanessa mentioned that the noble boy asked her to stay at his mansion on a fluffy bed. Well, it has a big bathhouse, so she will go. Cutting off her word, Mr. Burns stated to Rolf-kun, let's go. Eventually, he asked them to continue the story as they can talk here, and it is safe, no one's eyes or ears can reach here. Then Rolf stated yesterday's story, in which about the medicinal herbs, but Mr. Byrne asserted in denial that he doesn't care about that. Moreover, Rolf gets confused. Then Mr. Byrne stated that he is interested in talking about his skills as he asked Mr. Figaro about it, and the same to have some very rare regeneration skills, but Rolf responded that his skills are trash as it doesn't even activate, and it is like that because he had Golden Lion sickness. After hearing him, Mr. Bean guessed that just listening to it sounds like he had a hard life, but then he asked how he is these days. Just then, Mr. Burns stated that he had a lot of medicinal herbs of legendary quality caught by defeating the ogre. Moreover, there is a new dungeon discovered and asked them if they have heard about it. Hearing him, Rolf was speechless. Then Mr. Byrne continued that his ability seems to change when him and Elsa are together, as he wants to know more about his skills, as Elsa seems to have an influence on it. And if he is right, it's still not too much. Further, Mr. Byrne quoted that ever since he heard an unbelievable story about legendary medicinal herbs growing in clumps, and come to think that his skills can regenerate and improve the quality of things, then asked, "Isn't that a rare skill?" After that, looking at each other, Rolf contemplated that they don't talk about their skills and didn't show them to anyone, but this person has already guessed most of the things so far just by a little information and their recent behavior. So this is how adventurer in this world are, an adventurer who can analyze anything, red-eyed Bernhard. However, Rolf asked if he would discuss it with Elsa first, and Mr. Byrne permitted them. Standing outside, Rolf stated that person is amazing, and Elsa responded that he guessed his skill correctly, but Rolf quoted that he had doubt. After entering, Mr. Byrne asked if they both reached a conclusion, and they agreed. Then Rolf quoted that Mr. Bernhard, he would like to show him their skills, but requested to not tell anyone else about it. However, Mr. Byrne approved. Then Rolf questioned to show their skills. Is there anything of no use here? Then Mr. Byrne asked, is it okay to break something? Just then Vanessa stated that this morning there was a cup with a missing handle. Further, Elsa removed her gloves and destroyed them. Then Rolf explained that Elsa's skill is destruction, as it will completely destroy anything it touches, and these gloves are made to control it. So Vanessa asserted that she can't even do anything without touching it directly, and she can't touch anything or anyone. But then Rolf stated that it's strange, as it doesn't work on him only. While holding her hand, they both regenerate the cup. Seeing this, both Mr. Byrne and Vanessa were surprised. Then Rolf quoted that his skill is regeneration, as Elsa's skill allows him to regenerate only what she has destroyed. Then Rolf asserted while looking at the cup that he can tell the value of objects that have been reconstructed, and this one is 10,000 gold. Further, Rolf stated that he has always been trying to activate his skill but could not do it, but after meeting with Elsa, he has been able to activate and learn. Also, his skill levels up too. Then Mr. Byrne asserted that he have that kind of skills, that he'd never heard of it. So Rolf responded it's a secret that he can increase the quality of the thing he generates, so that's how herbs of legendary quality were made. And Vanessa responded, as expected, both of their skills are made for each other, so nice and romantic. But Mr. Byrne asserted that this skill is very dangerous, as they can destroy and regenerate everything and even the legendary quality herbs to make its quality even better. So there are many people who want these types of things, and if anyone were to find out, it could become a tool of war, so couldn't do it. Hearing him, Rolf responded that on second thought he is right. Then Mr. Burns stated that if young adventurers like them were to sell high-quality herbs, then someone will find out eventually. Further, Rolf quoted that they talked about it with Hannah before, and if they become adventurer merchants, it will seem natural even if they sell expensive things. Moreover, if it's from Bernhard, then it's not too much, as he have established sales channels and a good reputation, so he should be able to get it. Also, his father and mother are worried that he's an adventurer. Further, Rolf articulated that when he was young, his parents received a request, and they just went missing surely. Somewhere even now, he thinks they just continued their journey. That's why he also became an adventurer, thinking that if he travels around the world, he will meet them somewhere. Then Rolf voiced Mr. Bernhard and requested him to let them join his party. With that, Bern approved them and asked Elsa is she okay with it. Then she agreed that she's with him and Rolf, and there is Rizzy too. Then Vanessa quoted that her name is Rizzy and expressed nice to meet her. So Vanessa stated let's get started right away, as they have a bed for two. Also, she has to prepare it, and Bern-san is with her as Bern uses the bed. Then Rolf asked if they are using the same bed, and Vanessa questioned if there is any problem. Aren't they both already in that kind of relationship? Then shyly Rolf asked how did she wear, as Elsa giggled. However, Elsa asked that is she and Bernhard-san getting married. Then Vanessa responded that she is not married but a marriage candidate, and also Bern says that he has no intention of settling down yet, and she's also still learning magic. Then he asserted his girlfriend and him are workmate, nothing more or less. While embracing him, Vanessa questioned what's going on today. Bern-san, does he want to eat something? Then he responds there is, and don't pat him. Then Vanessa hold him in her arm. While taking him out, she requested Elsa to come in. After that, Rolf articulated that just yesterday he was exiled from Golden Lion and was leaving a miserable life, We can't believe while joining the world's most famous merchant adventurer now. Also, he had never even dreamed of it, but most of all he can go out adventures with Elsa and can't help but look forward to it. In the next morning, while waking up, Rolf thought about the warmth and got to know after that it was Rizzy's back. Suddenly, Vanessa wished Rolf good morning, then he also wished her back. Then she asked, Rolf-chan is serious. Isn't he, as a man has to take responsibility? Then she moved toward Elsa and asserted that like this buddy, he were sleeping together with a defenseless child and did nothing. After hearing her, Rolf was in huge shock. Then Bern requested her to not teach him those things. Moreover, she unexpectedly held Bern while stating that even Bern-san was so wild last night. Then he responded her, don't be stupid. Then Elsa woke up and voiced Rolf-san good morning, and he did too. However, Vanessa asserted that both of them have already taken a shower when they wake up, so taken a bath too. Meanwhile, Bernhard shouted don't mess up his long hair and stop, as the rabbit race hates bathing in water, so she asserted that he said it, she has no choice but to come in. Further, Rolf articulated that with this his day as an adventure merchant begins. Then Elsa quoted, he should also have a good manner to join in as a merchant. Then he shouted her don't run. In the next scene, Figaro was polishing something, but unexpectedly Gato shouted, Figaro-san, there's a problem. And Figaro asserted, what is it, so noisy? Then he responded that the Rolf. On the other hand, Hannah mentioned that she'll confirm it that Rolf-kun and the rest have joined Bernhard-san's adventurer merchant and there's no mistaking. Then Bern agreed that it's right. There, everyone started questioning, seriously, is Bernhard-san also got tricked with rare skills that do not activate, and that Rolf with trashy skills joined the adventurer merchant? However, Hannah mentioned, in that case, she quested him to sign here for the enrollment process, as he's about to sign it, but Figaro shouted, stop it right there, and asked, is Lord Bernhard crazy to let Rolf's party join in? It's because he has high hopes for his skills, but his trash skills do not activate, and whatever he's doing, it's useless. Just then Bernhard asserted, that's okay, as he let him carry the luggage. And Figaro quoted, that if it's about carrying luggage, then he's sure there's someone else that can do it too, so no need to tell such a lie. But Bern calmly stated that it seems the people of the Golden Lions over there don't know anything. However, he will be joining his adventurer merchant guild, and that decision won't be changed. Moreover, Figaro quoted that Mr. Bernhard should have asked him to join his Golden Lion. Then Bern responded that it's troublesome, as he've already intended to decline that offer, so it can't be helped. Then once again he refused, and everyone was surprised by him. After that, Figaro mentioned that it seems like he fooled him a little, as the rich family pastime is what he wants. Then he does have his own thoughts, as well as the Frozen family, and the adventurer merchant will cancel all the transactions in the future, and he will regret this. Hearing him, Rolf questioned Mr. Bernhard if that's okay. Then Bern responded that he have a good relationship with his father, who was the head of the family. Because of this connection, he have many transaction partners, so it poses no problem for him. And with this, he had saved a little of his pride. So let's continue the procedure. After signing, Hannah mentioned that with this, Rolf-kun is now officially a member of the Adventurer Merchant Guild. While passing his hand, Bern asserted, let's work together. And shaking his hand, Rolf responded that he'll do his best. Just then, Bern quoted that he has something to ask her lady and questioned her, how many magic crystals does this guild have? Then she responded that there are around 3,000 in the storage. So Bern mentioned that he'll buy it all, as there's something that needs to be handled carefully. So how about 300 gold for each of them? Then Hannah responded, let's do it, and requested him to wait a minute. However, Rolf questioned Bernhard-san if that's okay buying the magic crystal. Then Bern responded that the magic crystal will be destroyed anyway, but if he absorbed it will become an experience point for leveling up his skill, so no matter how much he buy it's alright, as this is an upfront investment. Suddenly, someone apologized, Bernhard Dono. Then he responded, if it isn't the guild master, Fran Dono, and Fran asked that he want to buy the magic stone. So here are the collected magic stone of such low quality that are practically unusable, and even so, if a wild animal eats that magic crystal, it will turn into a troublesome monster. Then Bern asserted he will have difficulty storing it. Then Fran questioned why he wanted to buy such a thing. Then he responded that the way to use low-quality magic stones was already discovered, and someone told him that someone was the one who requested to buy this magic stone. After hearing him, Fran stated that if it's Bernhard Sama, then he feels relieved to sell it, and Byrne thanked him, as it will help a lot, so use his Adventure Guild account for the payment. Suddenly, Fran voiced, Bernhard Dono, we have a request about the new dungeon that Rolf has discovered. It's close to the town, and the monsters are starting to appear. So as a guild, they want to clear it quickly. But there are few strategic experts in this town, and the Platinum Grid adventurer Bernhard can help with strategy for that wild dungeon, as that's his request. After listening to him, Byrne asserted that he understood, but this will take some time, and for the advance payment, it's 3 million gold, and how does that sound, as the success fee is 4 million gold. Then Fran quoted, he knew it would cost around that much. Further, Fran also mentioned that he has to pay the success fee to Rolf Kuhn, as he believes Rolf Kuhn will guide him in the dungeon, so it will save time, and the advance payment was 2.5 million gold. Beside, he doesn't mind if the item found will be acquired by Bernhard Sama. After that he asked, they will add 3 million gold, how is that sound? So Rolf asserted that he can be the guide inside the dungeon, so it doesn't take too much time, and Byrne agreed that he will take it. Then Fran thanked him. Meanwhile, Aria was hearing all of this. However, Rolf quoted, stacking the magic stones was completed. Then Byrne asserted, thanks for his hard work. So Vanessa and Elsa should be in the weapon shop, and they should go too. While handing him the pouch, he stated, Rolf Kuhn to use this money to buy his equipment with Elsa. Then Rolf thanked him, while asking that if it's allowed, could he buy a second-hand weapon. Getting confused by him, Byrne questioned, why that kind of weapon? Then he showed his hand, and Byrne asserted, he will leave the purchase to him. After that, Rolf contemplated that it's just buying used items, but this is a part of being a proper merchant adventurer. But as soon as he entered the store, Elsa voiced Rolf Kuhn. Then he apologized to keep them waiting, but got a huge shock after seeing them. Then Vanessa asked how it is, as it suits Elsa-chan, right? And he shouted, both is she planning to fight with that kind of outfit? Then Vanessa responded, by as she made it look like her. Further, she asserted, in that case, she will wait outside, so take time shopping. The salesman quoted them as having heard, they are joining the Bernhard Sand merchant adventurer, so he will continue to ask for his favor. After that he questioned, by the way, still searching for a used weapon, so let him find the best weapon, but Rolf stated that this one is good enough for them. While holding the weapon, the salesman asserted that he is such a weird person. Then Rolf quoted, there were second-hand products over there, but the number has increased since the last time he saw it. Then he responded that because many adventurers change it for new ones. So Rolf mentioned that he wants all of that. The salesman was surprised. Then Rolf asserted that Bernhard Sand says that he wants used armor because it's cheap, as it was a request from some nobleman. And that man questioned, for a private military army, as all nobles want to give away low-ranking equipment cheaply. And Rolf quoted, for that, he wants advice. Later, Rolf apologized to Bernhard Sand to keep him waiting. Then Byrne quoted, good work, as it sure is a lot, and asked how many that he got. Then Rolf responded that all of them were around 60 million gold. Then Byrne noted the good price for that thing, as maybe Rolf Kuhn has the talent to be a merchant. Then Elsa also quoted, Rolf Kuhn is good for him, and he chuckled. After that, Vanessa asked if their equipment is just that, so the extra money can be used to buy fancy clothes for Elsa-chan. Then she responded in denial that it's okay, she doesn't need such clothes. Suddenly moving toward him, Vanessa voiced, Rolf Kuhn, a good man is a man who embraces a woman's selfishness. And isn't it okay for Elsa to be selfish with Rolf once in a while, right? Byrne then he responded that certainly he's often forced to buy clothes. Then immediately Rolf voiced Elsa-san when he became the #1 adventurer, the clothes that she wants he'll buy it all. Then Elsa responded in assurance, that's okay, as if she just wears normal clothes. But unexpectedly Rolf shouted, that's not okay, as he wants her to always look pretty. Then Vanessa embraced her while asserting that when time comes, she'll choose it for her, and she thanked Vanessa-san. Further, while walking away, she quoted, because Elsa-chan has a big melon, and Elsa told her stop it. Staring at them, Rolf contemplated that Vanessa-san, it looks like she will choose something racy again. On the other hand, Figaro questioned what Bernhard and the others will conquer a dungeon. In the next scene, Elsa shouted, that's the most amazing stagecoach I'd ever seen. Rolf stated, neither have I. Then Vanessa said, it's definitely worth a fast ride to see the looks on their faces. Byrne shouted, let's go full speed ahead to the unexplored dungeon. Byrne asserted, it's called the Flare Walker. Rolf stated, that's because its wheels are much wider than normal. That's all thanks to the mithril steel they used to make it, he added. It's lightweight and strong, but they ended up using a lot of it though. Vanessa responded, it certainly cost a lot of money. But I got to do all the interior design to my liking, she added. It's important to have a nice living space for a long journey. Just after, Elsa stated to Rolf Kuhn, once we save up enough money, let's buy a stagecoach of our own. He responded, that's a great idea, then contemplated, just a small one would be fine. Immediately, Elsa shouted, Rolf Kuhn, isn't this the spot? And requested Bernhard Sand to stop the coach. Byrne confirmed, this is the spot. Rolf stated, that's the entrance to the dungeon we discovered. Byrne asserted, it's been a while since I last explored a new dungeon. Hearing this, Vanessa quoted, he's getting quite excited. Byrne stated, first we need to level up Rolf Kuhn's regeneration skill. Rolf articulated, Bernhard Sand bought a lot of magic crystals for us to use. Regeneration has increased to level 10, he mentioned. Rolf got confused. Vanessa questioned, what's the matter? He responded, some kind of number appeared above the magic crystals. She asserted, I can change the number. Bernhard stated, perhaps he can regenerate multiple crystals at the same time. Rolf quoted, I will test it out. After selecting, he shouted, here come the crystals, Elsa San. As soon as Rolf absorbed the crystal, he unexpectedly shouted and fell to the ground. Running toward him, Elsa voiced, Rolf Kuhn, and told Vanessa to use her healing magic. After that, Vanessa questioned, Rolf Kuhn, what happened? He responded, the instant I absorbed the crystals, my whole body started hurting. His body has received damage, it mentioned, because he accidentally exceeded the limit for the number of magic crystals he can absorb today. Rolf asserted, it seems there's a fixed number of magic crystals I can absorb in a single day. Vanessa quoted, the magic crystals are like masses of pure magic. Absorbing such a large amount may be too much for his body to handle, she added. Hearing her, he stated, you might be right. Immediately, Elsa embraced Rolf Kuhn. He shyly responded, I will be more careful. Vanessa quoted, let's count the remaining crystals. After counting, she asserted, there are 2,700 magic crystals left. Byrne mentioned, to absorb them without taking damage, wouldn't the limit be 299 per day? He continued, once he's leveled up his skill, let's explore the dungeon. However, Rolf asked, if it will take several days to finish, is he okay with that? He responded, as a leader, his members' safety comes first. Byrne mentioned, the two of them will begin combat training starting tomorrow. Vanessa asserted, the sun is starting to set, so let's have supper. The next day, Rolf articulated, I started to level up my regeneration skills through combat training. Byrne mentioned, you might want to start with checking the range of your specify quantity skill. Just then, Vanessa asserted, this afternoon we will have some special training with me. Hesitantly, they quoted, a golem. Then she responded, let the battle begin. After that, the golem attacked them. Vanessa stated, the goal of this is to strengthen the cooperation between them. On the other hand, Byrne quoted, Vanessa sure doesn't mess around when it comes to attacking magically. Later, Rolf articulated, I received sword fighting lessons from Bernhard San. Elsa San's skill with a bow got even better, he added. Moreover, it showed active skill. Equipment synthesis 1 has unlocked. After reading this, Rolf wondered, is it anything like material synthesis? Byrne questioned, why don't you try it out on the used goods we bought? He simply agreed. However, Rolf mentioned, I will destroy this sword. After destroying it, he got confused and asked, did it get enhanced? Byrne mentioned, you can enhance equipment. Rolf agreed, its value went up a little bit too. Byrne mentioned, the performance of a piece of equipment is typically determined by the skill of the blacksmith. But the success rate is low, he continued. You'll lose both pieces if you fail. Also, Byrne quoted, I've never seen a +1 sign on any equipment before. After that, Rolf quoted, that's an amazing eye you've got there, Bernhard San. Then Byrne mentioned, I don't believe that skills such as Rolf Kuhn's are becoming increasingly rare. Rolf agreed, my skill is completely useless on its own. If I hadn't come across Elsa San, he added. Vanessa quoted, it must have been fate. Elsa shouted, I would never leave you. Vanessa stated, it's possible that they could get separated during a mission. After hearing her, Rolf contemplated, you're right. Vanessa asserted, prepare for that eventuality. then shouted, "It's training time." They both stated, "There's more of them," and started training. Later, Byrne exclaimed, "Good gracious." Rolf responded, "I used regeneration and equipment synthesis to enhance the used goods we bought." After that, Rolf articulated, "After absorbing all of the magic crystals over the past 9 days, my regeneration skills got to level 25. This star indicates the rarity and performance of the items," he added. Further, Byrne mentioned, "To make legendary quality equipment, it takes blacksmiths and armorers years. Now he has finally won," he continued. However, Vanessa explained, "If they put a large amount for sale at once, the price will fall." Byrne continued, "If he sold something like this to an arms dealer, he'd fall over in shock." Then he asserted, "Both of them decide what equipment they want to use. Make sure they are well prepared," he added. After wearing the equipment, Rolf questioned, "Elsa-san, are you ready?" Elsa responded, "I couldn't be more ready." Rolf asked, "Isn't that breastplate a bit too small?" Vanessa stated, "Don't they two look cool?" Bren quoted, "It's time to head out." But they don't know someone is watching them. In the next scene, Rolf questioned Elsa-san if she was okay. While getting down, Elsa responded that she was fine. Next, she voiced Rolf-kun to be careful too. Then Byrne quoted, "Let's start the dungeon investigation." As soon as they reached the room, Byrne questioned, "Is this the room where the red ball?" And Vanessa asserted that if it weren't for Elsa-chan's destruction skill, then they wouldn't have found this room. Then Byrne, when asked, "Isn't over there the submerged section?" As surely to get here, they have to come from that submerged place. So let's explore the submerged section ahead. So he asserted, "Let's tie a lifeline, as if this place becomes a maze, then they can just follow it and go back." After that, he told Vanessa to use her water magic. After using her magic, Vanessa stated that with this, they can breathe even underwater. So let's move on. While swimming under the water, Elsa quoted that she can really breathe. Further, moving forward, Byrne saw a stair and followed it. As soon as they reached the ground, they saw a door. Then Byrne stated, "It doesn't seem to be locked, but there might be a trap set up, so let's take a look." Meanwhile, Rolf quoted that his father used to tell him to check the doors in the dungeon carefully because they might have traps. Then Vanessa mentioned that Rolf-kun to fix the lifeline carefully. Then he went to tie the lifeline but got confused, and Elsa asked what's wrong. Then he responded, "The rope, it's loose, but it was firmly fixed on the pedestal in the previous room." However, Vanessa mentioned that look closely, it wasn't loose as it was cut. Then Rolf shouted, "Who on earth would do that?" And she asserted the only thing for sure is that there is an adventurer in the dungeon who would be someone else's lifeline. Just then, Byrne stated that someone is trying to pull their legs, so let's move on because luckily the route was simple so they can go back. Also, there doesn't seem to be any traps set up, but there might be monsters lurking ahead, so everyone be ready. As soon as they entered the room, they saw the statue, but unexpectedly Rizzy started barking at the statue and Elsa asked her what's wrong. Then Byrne stated that there might be a trap set up that makes the statue move, or maybe it's reacting to that. Moreover, Vanessa quoted that she should be able to sense the magic power of the moving statues but don't feel any sign of it, so she wondered if Rizzy-chan hates this creature. Then Elsa held Rizzy in her arm, but immediately she ran away and they all started chasing her, while Byrne asserted that they'll explore this place later. After that, Rolf found it and asked what's wrong with her. Then Elsa responded that it seems to them to go ahead as it's going to be submerged in water from now on, and Byrne stated that they can move well with water magic, but they can't see much because the water is not clear. Then Vanessa quoted, "Let's use water magic, and if they just walk on the water, then they won't have any problem." While walking, Rolf stated that it's outside as this is a lake ven. Eventually, Bren asked what lake ven was. Then Rolf explained that it's a lake that is the source of water for Agudorofan. Then Byrne stated that he can't believe he's going out to a place like this, but Vanessa quoted that this might be the entrance. After that, Vanessa asserted while looking at the tombstone that it's in the divine language, so she wondered if it's a grave related to Dwur's Sama. Hearing her, Elsa questioned that she is the goddess who created the world, right, and Rolf agreed that she is the war god who defeated the great feast, and also the god of creation, and the skill of this world are also given by Dwur's Sama, so manifest the power that was best upon her body. Just then, Vanessa voiced Bel-chan read this, and he asked which one is he's not good at the divine language, but his ally and friends are the one who created the world with him, because he buried him here and the rest of the characters are eroded and unreadable. However, Rolf asked the one who created the world with him, is it the tomb of Dwur's Sama's kin, and Byrne responded that he did not see any character that said ally on the terms of Dwur's Sama that he saw. Further, he mentioned that there's a victory message left at the site where they defeated the great beast as he believed it read allies. Suddenly, Elsa stated that there was a stone elephant statue in the room where she met Rizzy that was Dweru-sama. Right, so maybe that beautiful girl was buried there, and Rolf quoted that he was thinking about it as the two of them have been here together forever without anyone visiting them. Staring at the Rizzy, Elsa questioned what is the relationship between that girl and Rizzy. Then Bren's status, it's a trap said only by the people who don't know it, as it's a good entrance to hide from anyone, and if it was so bad they might have wanted to hide the burial person. After that, Rolf mentioned that he's glad they found the original entrance. Then Bern stated it looks like he's calmed down, so let's go back to the investigation. After investigating, Bern asserted that there were no real demons as the map of the entire Zente dungeon has been completed. Also, Rolf and the others' passage that leads through the hole they made it may have been an emergency escape exit. And then there's the small room with the creepy butterfly statue. So complete the Chosa investigation, then he will complete the request. Then Vanessa quoted, "Let's get some light today and start investigating again tomorrow." But suddenly they heard, "Isn't it Rolf the garbage picker?" However, Bern asserted what is the purpose of the Golden Lion who specialized in monster extermination here. Then Figaro responded that they came to explore the dungeon as they are probably only doing some random research anyway, so he went out and bought it. Just then, Bern voiced Figaro Dono. The submerged section in the palace is narrow, so it is dangerous to dive with such a large number of people, and the lifeline of life will be tangled, but he responded that there is no need for such a thing as they were not like him. Also, this is not a big party. On the other hand, one of the guards stated can't believe it as that's so unreasonable. Then another guard asserted Figaro-san cut Rolf and his friend's lifeline, and yet they were able to return, so they should be okay. Then the guard quoted, "Don't talk about that." However, Rolf voiced Figaro-san and asked if they were telling the truth, and Figaro responded that cutting his lifeline, but he wouldn't do that, right? Just then, Bern mentioned that cutting the lifeline of someone else, there can't be any foolish adventurer like that, and Figaro agreed to him. After that, Figaro shouted, "Now let's start investigating the dungeon." As soon as Vanessa saw Aria, she asserted that it seems like she haven't finished her homework and was about to remove her hat, but Aria held her hat and went away. However, Vanessa questioned what exactly is that blonde boy, and Bren responded that let's leave it alone as there were no demon inside. So there would be no danger. Then she quoted, "Let's have dinner." Later, at dinner, they all heard a voice. While opening the door, Rolf shouted Elsa-san if she was okay, and Vanessa questioned what's wrong. Then she responded that there's someone outside. As soon as they went out the couch, there was a guard whose hand was bleeding, and Bern asked what on earth happened to him. Then he requested them to help him as inside the dungeon there's a monster. In the next scene, Figaro mentioned that he had never seen a monster like this before, and Aria stated that she had never heard of it either. After that, they all started running away. Just then, Aria asserted to Gato that it's high time. Figaro shouted, "Where are they going?" Then she responded that all for babysitting him, and Gato thanked him for letting him escape so easily, and they will find him in another city. While running away, Aria shouted, "That's all for the escort contract." Then Figaro shouted back to what they want as they will pay for it, and Gato mentioned, "Stop making trouble and behave himself." Just then, a lion came in front of Gato and attacked him first. The next he blew fire on Aria. She chanted the divine frost wall, but it broke her wall. Then he hovered over Figaro and was about to kill him. But unexpectedly, Rolf came in between and saved him. Then Bern asserted, "Figaro Dono, they heard that he's in trouble," and Vanessa quoted, "They can help, but the reward will be high." Then Rolf shouted, "Figaro-san," and requested him to hide somewhere. However, the snake blew the fog, and Rolf stated that everyone was attacked by this poisonous fog. Then Vanessa quoted, gladly, that she applied the underwater magic. Then Bern shouted that we are decoy. Vanessa and Elsa come attack from the distance. Then he requested Rolf Kun to protect them from the monster. Observing the scene, Rolf contemplated that his discerning skill, it's fast, even his own skill is saying that it's dangerous to decide it hasn't been serious at all, and enjoying taking its time to kill them. Moreover, the lady shouted, "Bel Chan," as they froze the demons, but unexpectedly, it burned itself with its flame. Then Bern shouted at Rolf Kun and requested him to become his decoy. Then Rolf responded that he would come forward. Staring at them, Rolf thought, "What is this monster?" Then shouted that this is not the time to be frightened, as he is a member of the adventure merchant who has his father's sword. Then the lion started blowing the fire to him, but he covered himself with a shield and contemplated that if it wasn't a shield of legendary quality, then it wouldn't be worth it. Suddenly, Byrne cut the snake's head while asserting that with this, it won't be able to emit poison. However, while pointing her bow toward it, Elsa stated she won't let it. Then Rolf shouted, "Elsa-san." If she was okay, then she responded that she's fine, and Vanessa quoted that it's a goat's eyes, so she praised Elsa. Further, Rolf contemplated that if he got hit by that flame again, then his shield won't hold up him, Elsa-san, and the rest. But suddenly Elsa voiced, "Rolf-kun, run away," and Rolf responded that he won't then immediately run toward it and kill him. However, he questioned himself, did that do it? But unexpectedly, Elsa embraced him happily while quoting that it was awesome and everyone was shocked. But again that monster regenerated. In the next scene, looking at the monster, Rolf stated that it's regenerated and coming in front of them. Vanessa quoted, "Good grief, as it's so annoying." Seeing her, Byrne shouted, "Everyone evacuate," and Vanessa stated dangerously that annoying men and monsters she hated all then chanted, "Impact Ensemble." However, Byrne explained that it's Vanessa's cosmic grand magic and how it can be okay after encountering this. But she asserted that it was a shield and thought that it repelled her attack, but suddenly it ran towards them for attacking. After that, Rolf asked Elsa-san if she was okay but encountered that it was Byrne. Then Byrne asserted that he's paying the price for assignment ability to his equipment, and Vanessa responded because he protected her. Then he voiced, "Rolf-kun, as he commanded him as the leader of the merchant adventurers, so take everyone and run as they're powerless against that thing, so everyone will die at this rate." Instantly, Rolf voiced Vanessa and asked her if she can use her healing magic, but she responded that it'll take some time, and Byrne shouted to Vanessa. But Vanessa quoted, "Be calm, Bernie, as Rolf-kun has made up his mind." Thanks for watching it, guys. Smash that subscribe button like it's your morning alarm clock.